Lord. All right. So, I got something here I was going to pull over at the, what was it? Got a couple of jokes I was going to tell over at SLB this Friday, and this one is, does anyone remember there was a big controversy this spring when a store at Second Life, I don't remember the name, I'm not going to mention it anyway, and they started a great big controversy because they sold beautiful, slim avatars, and as a joke, they hung up a sign in their place that said, no fatties.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and a lot of people got worked up over that, and they started protesting, bringing in avatars that were just absolutely whale-sized to sort of protest the place. But the thing is, the increased traffic actually boosted her ratings so much that the lady wound up making more money than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And she even left a note of thanks for everybody saying, thanks for the Streisand effect, everyone. I'm now much wealthier than I would have been without you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
I don't know what I did when that happened.
Yeah, so anyways, I came up with a bunch of your avatar is so fat jokes. Your avatar is so fat.
How fat
is it? I'll tell you how fat it is. Your avatar is so fat, despite the fact you only wear texture clothing, your avatar complexity is at 500,000. Your avatar is so fat, I need a teleport to get to your good side. Your avatar is so fat, despite the fact that you were the first person to arrive at SLB, the sim gave a warning it was already at capacity. Your avatar is so fat, Linden Labs has a server with your name on it. Your avatar is so fat, no matter where you go, your flight button doesn't work. Your avatar is so fat, I had to upgrade my graphics card just to cast your shadow. Your avatar is so fat, Second Life actually did not have a water level until you started to sweat for the first time ever.
Oh my God.
Your avatar is so fat, you gave a sim stretch marks. Your avatar is so fat, your personal Second Life island home is now a lagoon. All right. The avatar is so fat, whenever you visit a science fiction sim, everyone there says, the mothership has arrived. Your avatar is so fat, you went to the Harry Potter sim to conjure a Patronus, and it was a cake. Your avatar is so fat, you once fell down, and the sim crashed. Your avatar is so fat, every time you try on high heels, they turn into flip-flops. Your avatar is so fat, Lindens have to grease the sim crossing for you to squeeze through. Your avatar is so fat, you once posed nude for an exotic calendar for whale furries. The avatar is so fat, you once got bit by a vampire in the RPG sim, and they wound up getting diabetes.
Oh my God.
Your avatar is so fat, you can only twerk to Miley Cyrus songs because you come in like a wrecking ball.
That's good.
Your avatar is so fat, you're the reason why no avatar in Second Life ever eats anything, because you ate it all. Your avatar is so fat, you were once told to haul ass and you had to make 2 trips. And finally, your avatar is so fat, getting out of bed in any direction means you'll be performing a sim crossing.
Sounds like
That's the avatar. Yeah, then that's your avatar is so fat jokes. Now here's a funny story.
Different sizes, it's small, large, extra large, and oh my God, it's coming towards us.
Ah, it's not stopping. Make it go away. Ah.
It's God Simzilla.
Okay. What do I have here? I got some jokes. Now, I want to tell you a story. This is a true story. Something happened in SL13B. And I was with a friend of mine. It was Abby Rose, and she runs her own store. And in SL13B, I built a gigantic, the greeting area. It was a gigantic ship, about 300 meters long. It was about 150 meters up in the air. And that was the greeting area. And it had like little planks that, when they used to make people walk the plank. And if you jump the plank, that's your teleport to get you to a different part of the sim. Now, when I was done with it, I was very proud of it, and Abby came by to visit, and I said, I want to show this thing off. I'm saying, this is my thing. And just for fun, I had a gesture that I prepared, and I wanted to show it to her just as a laugh. So I went to the very nose of the ship, right? And I stood on the end, and then I activated this gesture.
The divine.
And of course, you recognize this. This is the pose that Rose did in the movie Titanic. With the song playing from by Celine Dion. And of course, you got a big laugh out of it, and we got a laugh out of it. But anyway, there was a bunch of other people on the deck of that ship who saw what I did, and they thought that I jumped on a pose ball. Right? But I didn't jump on a pose ball. There's no pose ball. It was just a gesture. So they all came running to the bow of the ship saying, I want to do the Rose thing. I want to do the Rose thing. And unfortunately, the bow of the ship is actually phantom. Right? Because, whenever you build something gigantic, you make everything phantom that doesn't have to be solid. And no one's supposed to be standing on the nose of the ship. So all these people, when they reached the bow, they all went plummeting off the end, going, the Rose thing, down to 150 meters below, where there's a bunch of pirate ships down there waiting for them in the bay. And I went, oops, sorry about that. That was a bit on the cruel side. Sorry. And that was
see.
Yeah, that's like a practical joke I never intended.
I could see hundreds of avatars just rushing,
just plummeting off the end, going like lemmings being shoved off a cliff. It was awesome. I loved it. Yay, crash! All landing in the bay, hundreds of feet below. That was fun. All right, so let's go back to some regular jokes. What do I have here? The regular jokes I prepared for tonight. It was, this one's a bit on the sad side. Get a load of this. A man and his wife, they're running out of money. They need money.
Oh.
So, out of options, the wife decides, I'm going to take up prostitution to get some family some money. The husband takes her to the corner of the street. Later, he comes back at night, picking up his wife. Treasury said, how much did you make? And she said, $200.05. The husband goes, who's the asshole that paid you 5 cents? And the wife said, all of them. Here's another sad one. Last week I took my grandma to the spa. For $20, they have these tiny fish that eat off your dead cells. It was a lot cheaper than a funeral. Well, those things are going to be full. All right. Here's one. This is a joke about a couple. They're celebrating their 20th anniversary, right? And they're talking over dinner, right? And the wife says, honey, our 20th anniversary is this Friday. Why don't we do something to help spice up our marriage a bit? And the husband goes, well, what? The wife says, okay, why don't you go to the bar and act like it's the first time we've ever met? I'll come in and introduce myself to you, and when we can pretend we're falling in love with each other. Right? Then we'll get a room for the night. Doesn't it sound like fun thing to do on a 20th anniversary? And the husband goes, okay, I'm game. Yeah, sure, why not? But anyway, Friday comes along, and the couple drive up to a popular club in the city. The wife pulls up to the club. I says, okay, I'll drop you off here, right? You go and get a beer or something, and I'll come up to you, and we'll pretend we're going to meet for the first time. You have to act like as if you've never met me before, okay? Oh, this is going to be so much fun, says the wife. So anyway, first time they're role-playing. The husband gets out of the car. He walks into the club. He sees a gorgeous brunette sitting at the bar. He sits down next to her. They start talking and smiling at each other. And the wife walks in a few minutes later, sees what's happening, and angrily she walks over to the husband at the bar and says, what the hell do you think you're doing? And the husband looks at her and says, I'm sorry, do I know you?
That's fucked.
Okay. Now, remember I told you earlier, this is the joke where you're going to have to work out the punchline yourself. All right? You're on your own here. It is. What is the difference between a nun and a woman masturbating in a bubble bath? One has a soul full of hope. Not giving you the punchline on that one. You're just going to have to work that out. Okay. Already, 52 already. I was worried. Okay, here is a story about an elderly couple. They're both widowed, right? And they've been going out with each other for a long time, right? They're urged on by their friends. They decided that finally it's time for the elderly couple to get married. Okay, so before the wedding, they went out to dinner. They had a long conversation regarding how their marriage will work. We're discussing, typical things like financing and living arrangements and so on. Finally, the old gentleman decided it was time, to approach the broad subject of their physical relationship. And he said, "How do you feel about sex?" And he asked rather tentatively. And she said, "I like it infrequently." And the old man said, "Is that one word or two?" Infrequently. Guy was talking to, and he said his wife called him in a panic. And she said, "How do you get wine out of the carpet?" And the guy says, "I have no idea. I usually get it out of the fridge." I don't know. And the last joke I have for tonight, plastic surgery used to be such a taboo subject. Nowadays, if you talk about Botox, no one so much as raises an eyebrow. And that's all. I'm going to wrap it up there. Is our musician, is she here yet? Oh, she's not. We're supposed to have...
There was a slight misunderstanding. She's on her way.
Oh, okay. Well, tell you what, then. I'm going to find some more stuff. Just a second. I'm going to say...